Hey, vinyl community. I didn't think I'd be doing an update video so soon after my last massive two-parter, but I've got a new turntable in this room and playing some tunes tonight in the mood. Just got some things in the mail and the mood just suited me, so just figured what the hell, put this one together. So hope you guys enjoy. First thing I got as today is actually not a record, but if you follow my Instagram or my page here, you'll know that I've been back in vinyl for maybe 8 or 9 months now, and it's been a very long time. I mean, like I said in previous videos, I got out of it in about 08, '09, and one of the first things of the pages I came across was Noble Records YouTube page, and reached out to him. Awesome dude, awesome content, awesome, just all around awesome guy. For somebody that's been at it for as long as I have, to be welcomed in with open arms was really a breath of fresh air. First impressions are huge, in my opinion, and I mean, for somebody to basically talk to a complete stranger with an absolute, with a friendly tone, and just everything else, just it's been awesome, and we've become friends over this time. Um, I'm also a big T-shirt guy, and I was browsing what he had and on his storefront, and found one shirt that spoke to me instantly, and got it in the mail today. Vinyl isn't going anywhere. And on the back, it's support your local record shop. I support Noble Records. Um, Perfect message. In the age of the internet and everything else, I think some people have a tendency to forget that these stores only exist as long as we come through them, as long as we frequent them, as long as we support them. And I mean, I come from a time when I got out of it, where record stores were slowly but surely starting to die a little bit, with the advent of uh, Amazon started to get more into the whole music thing, and Apple and the iPod revolution, and all that stuff. And but some stores were able to hold on. And vinyl's made a massive resurgence, and it never actually truly died. It might have gotten put on life support for a little bit of time, but it never truly died because, yeah, CDs are a great thing. MP3s are a great thing for if you're traveling, but there's really no substitute for sitting down and enjoying a nice record. Um, so for me, I never truly got out of completely enjoying vinyl. My mind was elsewhere for a long time, but I was happy to support a buddy with a awesome message, and I think it's going to become one of my favorite shirts for sure. The first two records I've got in the stack here are actually they are eBay pickup. Or well, one's an eBay pickup, one's a local pickup. Um, I've sort of backed off on the more expensive stuff for a little bit, unless it's a really good deal for a little bit, because a lot of money shuffled around in a very short amount of time. But I still window shop on eBay, and one of my passions after jazz is blues, and blues albums have kind of started to go up in value too, or they've always been kind of high, but some of the lesser known stuff has started to go up. So I was browsing eBay about late last week, and stumbled on this album. It's Big Mama Thornton, Stronger Than Dirt. So it came out in 1969. This is an original stereo person. Really awesome album, and actually the prices on this album are kind of all over the map. I honestly don't know what they generally go for. Probably between 30, 40 bucks kind of thing. This is the VG plus copy, I would say. Jacket's really nice, except for that little punch hole right there at the top. And vinyl's solid, like I said, solid VG bordering on excellent. Got this for about 16 bucks. And to me, it's money well spent, because I'm a sucker for solid blues albums, and I actually didn't know. I knew of her name, but I didn't know a lot of her music. And sampled this album on YouTube, and within the first 2 tracks, I knew I had to have it. So put in a bid and stood back and just waited for the auction to end. And you know, surprisingly, no one else jumped on it. So got this at a really good deal. So I was really happy when this came in. The next one's actually a local pickup. I had some store credit, brought a few things into Triple Play in Grand Junction, and they had some stuff on hold, so I had about $30 left over, and they had had to do some fast browsing, and found this. Now this is an album that I've been wanting for it's a childhood favorite of mine. I've wanted a vinyl original copy for many years, but just waiting for the right time. It's U2, the Joshua Tree. It's original pressing. The lyric sheet and everything else. Solid, I'd say solid VG++ copy. Not particularly hard album to find, but it's always been a desirable album. Usually they don't stay on the shelf very long, especially the original pressings. And you know, U2 is one of those bands, I know they get a lot of hate, but the fact of the matter is you just gotta sometimes just put the politics and the BS aside and just enjoy the music. For me, I mean, this is a band I grew up on. I was born in '85, and this album came out in '87, and my dad used to play War a lot, and I discovered this album in the early '90s and fell in love with it. And I've always, like I said, I've always wanted an original pressing, and just waited for the right time, and this I had something that says had some store credit, and condition on this one was perfect for what I wanted, so I jumped on it. So again, happy to have this one. Played it a couple times and it plays great. So again, another awesome addition to the collection. Now we're getting into the jazz stuff. The same day I found the Big Mama Thornton, I went back to a dealer that I had bought from before. His price is really reasonable, but you have to look at condition. It's a big thing with this guy. I started browsing, and I collect the prestige stuff, and this one popped up at a really good price. It's a Screamin' Brother Jack McDuff. This is an original mono pressing. What's cool about this one is that it is a sorry about that. Preview copy. It's a radio station preview copy. Cover's a little worse for wear. It's got some bumps and stuff like that, which is pretty typical for a radio copy. But solid VG plus. At $12-13, I couldn't pass on it. So I'm not a huge organ guy, but I still, like I said, I collect the prestige stuff, and listened to this one and actually surprisingly really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna have to look at more of McDuff's catalog, I think. This one actually was part of 2 that I got from Solo Vinyl. It's their last internet sale for a little bit. I believe this is a reissue, but really like the cover, and obviously anything with Art Blakey on it's worth picking out. This is Art Blakey with Randy Weston, Zulu on Jazzland. It's an iconic orange and black label. It's not perfect. The seam's blown out along the edge, and they put the previous owner put tape on the top and the bottom, but the record's really nice shape, and got this at a really good price. And like I said, anything with Art Blakey on it's at least worth a listen to. So pick this one up at a really good price, and maybe I can find a replacement cover, but like I said, the vinyl's immaculate, so really happy with that one. This one I actually found locally as well. It's an early 70s free press, but I've been trying to collect the Ornette Coleman stuff, and got this one. It's really nice condition at a really good price. So Ornette Coleman, Tomorrow is the Question on Contemporary. So this is a early 70s repress. a good placeholder until I can find an original, because this album's fire, and I really want to find an original after listening to this. So, like I said, really nice example, and if I can find an original, maybe this one will go to one of you guys one of you guys down the line. This next one is another eBay purchase. This is one of two that I had acquired in the same period of time. Occasionally I'll reach out to Chris of Tunes from the Man Cave on albums I don't know. If the cover catches my attention, or especially that and the price, I'll reach out, and he's been pretty good at guiding me away from the stuff that's not worth having. This album came up for like a starting bid of like $6.99, and it never got above that, so I snagged it. It's Joe Pass, the Sign of the Times on World Pacific. I believe this is the early second pressing, and it's what's playing in the background. You can hear it. It's very guitar driven. It's almost bossa nova-ish. I don't know a lot about Joe Pass, but I figured, again, generally I look at YouTube for if I'm curious about how the albums sound, and liked what I heard. Another album that's got a Beatles cover on it. I believe it's Nowhere Man. But it's a really good album, and Chris didn't steer me the wrong direction. Really good album, and again, $7. I mean, it's amazing how much cheap heat you can find out there if you have somebody that knows what they're doing, guiding you the right way. And again, this was an awesome pickup, and I've played it a couple times since it came in today. So these are not in any particular order. This next one is actually usually one I would probably hold back for the end part of the video, but again, these are in no particular order. This is the other one I got through Solo Vinyl through their last sale. It's Salt and Pepper, Sonny Stitt and Paul Gonzalez. Forgive me if I butchered that. It's a original first press on Impulse stereo press. Beautiful, beautiful condition. I mean, the jacket on this is immaculate. Look at that blue. Just the whole album was a really nice example. Got this in. I got this in, and like all my stuff, I usually I'll clean it. And but honestly, this one I felt like I really need to clean because it was such good shape. But I'm become a huge Sonny Stitt fan, and this is one of those I definitely needed, both being a Prestige an Impulse collector and a Sonny Stitt fan. So awesome pickup on this one. This next one is actually a upgrade to a Grail that I acquired earlier this year. When I got back into collecting records and learning about jazz, one of the albums that I really wanted was Thelonious Monk, Brilliant Quarters. I picked up a borderline VG Plus copy through Slolo earlier this year, and it's served me well. It's a good playing copy. It's got some hairlines and stuff like that, but it plays reasonably well. This copy that I'm about to show you turned up through a dealer on eBay who flat out said he didn't know anything about records, but he was taught the difference between scratch and just scuffing. And the bid was up to about $55, so I put a bid of about 67 in and just let it ride. And so I went and just see if I got it. If I got it, I got it. If I didn't, I didn't. I mean, I already had the album. Well, it didn't get above my bid of 67. And this album has been cleaned up since I got it, but played it earlier today and it plays great. It's got the occasional crackle, but I mean, solid VG Plus copy. Thelonious Monk, Brilliant Corners with Sonny Rollins, Ernie Henry, and Clark Terry. This is a early second pressing mono, deep groove, really, really beautiful copy. I mean, the album's got, apart from the little corner bump, I mean, no seam splits, nothing. And this is my forever copy until unless I can find an original first pressing, and even then I don't know. But it was to say that I was excited to get this one was an understatement. I was checking the tracking on a daily basis, waiting to see when this one was going to make it, and it made it on time. So put this one on a couple times a day, and again, I'm really happy to have an upgrade to such an iconic album. And that my old copy's going to somebody. I'm not going to say who it is, but it's going to somebody, and I know they will greatly appreciate it. These last two were actually local pickups. If you follow saw my last couple videos, you'll know that I picked up an original pressing of Duke Pearson the Phantom. But I had the Tone Poet reissue on hold for a little while, and I do collect the Tone Poets because I don't necessarily like to play my originals all the time. So picked this guy up, and I mean these Tone Poet represses are awesome. They've really hit a home run with these. But yeah, you know, reissue of the classic album. Played these back to back, and actually at times I think the Tone Poets sound a little bit better. I know that might be blasphemy, but at times I think they actually sound a little bit better. So this is one that I can use on a fairly regular basis, and my original I can play when I'm in the mood. But I love these represses because they're so you can get them between 25 and 35 bucks, and there's so many of these albums that they've repressed on the Tone Poet series that if you look for an original, you're spending 200, 300, 400, 500 or above, and so this is a good way for if you're a new collector to get into the music at a bargain price. The last one is actually one that I'm shocked that my store actually had. They only had one copy of it. This is a Record Store Day release from the second drop from this year. This is Roy Brooks Understanding with Roy Brooks, Woody Shaw, Carlos Garnett, Harold Mayburn, and Cecil McBride. I believe this was recorded in 1970, the famous ballroom in Baltimore. Really, really beautiful package. I believe I think it's a 3 LP or I think it's 3 or 4 LPs. But they did a really, really awesome job with this. Give me a second here and I'll show you the back of it. It's a limited edition of 2000. Came with the jacket's a gatefold, and then it also came this really, really, really awesome booklet which talks about the concert and everything else, and all these different pictures. This was put out by the Left Bank Jazz Society. The opening of the first LP actually talks about what they do and the preservation that they do and everything else. But at 55 bucks, I was a little unsure of this album, but again, was pleasantly surprised, and it's a great album. I'm a drum guy, so this was actually a really nice surprise to find out how much of this was just solid drums and everything else. And with live recordings, they can be hit and miss as well, and this was actually a really nice, nicely done recording. So was happy to pick this up. But that's it for recent pickups, guys. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you like what you saw, click like and subscribe. Try to do videos on a fairly regular basis when I have the time, but still kind of new to this, so just working my way into it. But again, if you like I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you like what you saw, please click like and subscribe. It's a pleasure talking with you guys, and we'll talk again soon.